Hello and welcome to not a Divinity video. Shocker, I know. But we're gonna make it a Divinity-inspired video because that's apparently what this channel was made for. So this is a game called City of Heroes. Put a couple of videos up on the YouTube channel before, streamed it a couple times on Twitch. It is an old RPG from 2003, 4, somewhere in that range. And the game shut down in 2012, and then a group got some data for it and were able to boot it back up. And now they do it for non-profit. They just kind of break even through donations. Don't have to pay to play, but you can donate every month, and it's a free-to-play game now. I mean, it was free to play at the end of the lifespan when it was originally out. But anyway, it's a game. You make superheroes. You run around, you save people, you do missions, whether it's like stop the fucking nuclear reactor from blowing up, save this hostage, defeat this guy who has a fucking doomsday device. Classic old school comic book stuff. And you get to make your character. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 other pages full of characters. And I'm just going to make this one, and I'm going to make Fane. On the original game, you could not use copyrighted names. Like, you couldn't make a Wolverine character, name him Wolverine, even though you can give them claws and super healing as their powers. But you wouldn't be able to name him like Wolverine or Logan or something. The game would search for that, and they'd edit the character's costume and name to just a random costume and a random name. So we're going to make Fane, and because of that stuff I just went on about, we didn't actually spell it the way it's spelled on Divinity. We're going to spell it this way. And he's going to have the classic Fane powers, where if you load up Fane's default ability, he's got some fire powers and some earth powers with his wizard stuff. So we're going to make a Fane character with those powers. I already made him. We're going to boot him up, and we're just going to play some City of Heroes today for about half an hour or so. Not going to be super lengthy, and I'll probably edit some of that out. Alright, so we are starting off here in Atlas Park, kind of the main starting hub for the game. It's a big city area. Technically, the whole game takes place in a city, Paragon City. We're going to come over here, and we're actually going to get some powers from this lady. When the game was live, there was some stuff you would get for playing the game for X amount of months. I think it was every 3 months you got an extra ability. It was like the veteran reward system. And since, as I said earlier, the game has changed a bit, it's no longer being run by the company that actually created the game. Instead of the veteran reward system, because you're not going to pay to play, they just have this stuff in here where you can get it for free. You just come in and talk to this lady. She's actually called the pay-to-win field agent, because you used to have to pay to get all this stuff. And now you just get it for, walking over there and talking to her. So you can choose to use those if you want, and you can not use them if you don't want. So I'm going to get some stuff that is going to make me run faster, so I can just get around from place to place. And then some extra experience stuff. So we have contacts in this game. They're going to be the people that tell us what's going on, what we need to do. So we're going to go, let's see, we want to talk to, I really don't know if we want to bother talking to any of them, but we're going to talk to this guy right here, Matthew Hasaby, and we're going to ask about available missions. Then he's got a story arc, What Was Lost, Part 1, Demons and Gangsters. Man, as if we didn't have enough problems with Galaxy City. You can pause and read if you want. There's the quest right there. There's some gangs in the game. Hellions are one of the gangs. And they're harassing some people. You can pause to read here as well. The Hellions are kind of a demon-worshipping gang. They're not very good at it, though. They're one of the low-level introductory villain groups. And we're just going to go, and we're just going to take some of them out. I think we have to gather information from them or something by doing this. But we are at level 1, so our powers are not going to be too flashy. We got some fire bolts we can launch at them, and we can imprison people in a big chunk of earth right there. And everybody's just got a basic brawl punch power that they can use. And I'm actually going to try and kill this guy quick. So, yeah, because the faster I kill them, the faster I get... Sorry, arrest them. The faster I get experience. And I'm going to need to level up here if I don't want to die. Yeah, okay. Well, that wasn't a great start. I was too busy talking and explaining the lore of the game. I didn't look at the group I was running into. Anyway, yeah, anytime you get knocked unconscious, die, whatever. Uh, the lore of the game is all heroes are like licensed heroes. They have to, be registered and everything. Like you've got to load it up. I should have. Yeah, you've got like this whole thing. It's got like your first appearance. You can write like a description of your character, everything. But they have registered to be a hero, and they get these teleport things that you can teleport to the hospital when you're in danger, and we leveled up. And that's just kind of your, hey, this is why your character isn't permanently dead once you drop to 0 hit points. In canon, or in universe lore. That's why I can just pop over to the hospital when I get defeated. Alright, so we're going to run over here. Now, we do have to defeat the Hellions in that little area, so those two I just beat don't really matter much. If you notice, some of the enemies here have different colored names. That's to show how powerful they are in relation to yourself. So, excuse me. So if they have a white name, it means they are at your level. If they have a yellow name, it means they're equal to something that is 1 level higher than you. If they have a blue name, it means they're equivalent to 1 level weaker than you. And then as you go up, it gets more like warm colors, and as it goes lower level, it gets more cool colors, to where it's like the lowest is just gray, like a dark gray, and then there's a light gray. Then there's green, and the green is even kind of faint looking, like it's not a very deep green, like it's like the green of this grass here, not like this darker green. I don't know, it's a very light green. Then there's blue for the 1 level below you, white for even level, and then it goes yellow, orange, red, and then purple. I don't know why purple is on the warm color side, but purple is the next, or is the highest degree. Alright, so Stone Cages is going to be our next ability we take. Alright, and we can now return to Matthew. Oh, Habashi. I was saying his name wrong before, I think. Alright, what was lost? Part 1, blah, 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 blah. You can pause to read these if you want. I've gone through these a lot. Gang members, demon worshippers, they're not great. And if you look at... Oh, I can't show that now, actually. I just went too far away. And that's just an NPC there. Again, system. Not like class, like... Anyway. So this guy right here, even though he's at my level, level 2, he's yellow, showing he's the level. So he gets a bump up in color because he is quite a bit stronger than the base level. Stone Cages, right there, kind of locks them down. So they can't run away, they can't run closer to us, but they're just immobile. That one, the Fossilized. Alright, so let's get him out of the way there. And the archetype that we are playing is called a Dominator. Where their primary power set, their first set here, which is my Earth control. It's based on controlling the enemies, as the name would imply. Going to be doing a lot of crowd control, so I'm going to be like immobilizing them, holding them, locking them down. This one is just a big area effect slow. That one puts them to sleep, which asleep is just they're held, but if you attack them, they wake up. So there's a lot of stuff to like manipulate your enemies and like neutralize them as threats without actually damaging them too much. They do some damage, but it's not the main priority. And then my secondary power set as a Dominator is Assault. It's just damage. It's all there to just damage enemies, get them out of the way. So we're going to be using the Earth powers to kind of hold, lock down enemies, and then the Fire powers to defeat them. Like to actually deal the damage to defeat them. So, pretty straightforward, which is kind of how it is in Divinity, too. I mean, I'm going to use the Earth powers to cripple them, to keep them in place, to slow them down, and then I'm going to launch a fireball to nuke them. So, I mean, it's kind of similar. And then every set in the game, I can't even pull up a map for this one, I just got to run on through, get this cursed artifact that we're looking for. I'll beat these guys. Bada bing, bada boom. I think the Stone Cages does some damage over time, if I'm not mistaken. Well, maybe not. Okay, anyway. I am mistaken. Alright, so now we can call our contact. Once you get a certain relationship with them, you can call. Found the artifact they had. It belongs to Magi. Magi is one of the groups that helps out heroes. Alright, find a Hellion, inform it. Who has the plans? I gotta leave cave. And we did level up to level 3. We only get new powers when we go to train up at even levels, for the most part. Once you get into the 30s, that changes, but for the most part, it's every even level you get a power. And then on odd levels, you get enhancement slots, which are things you can put on your powers to make you stronger, or to make those individual powers more effective. Alright, find a Hellion informant. Okay, so I just need to beat a Hellion informant right there. So again, we're going to lock down the lieutenant rank person, because that's the one that can actually deal more damage to me, and then the minion, we're just going to hit with the AoE, and then start willing him, while the lieutenant is held. Some pretty basic Dominator strategy. Hold, neutralize the big threat, kill all the little threats while keeping the big threat neutralized. That way you take damage as little as possible. Also, I designed this costume off of some concept art of Fane. There's a pretty good costume creator in this game. Like, it is pretty good. Like, it holds up over the years. But as far as getting a very specific look, that was the closest I could get to the character concept art for Fane. Alright, running on in here. And we got a disguise from those guys. Somewhere. One of those guys, one of those little side quests, I guess. I don't know. One of those little side tasks we did. We got a disguise. So we are now disguised as a member of the Hellions gang. So we're running in here, and we got to look for some evidence about what their next move is. Trying to take the information in that crate, and then get the fuck out. And I'm playing through this solo right now. This game is infinitely more fun when you play with some friends. I don't know... Yeah, some of my other videos that aren't Divinity, I've had some of them on here. Yeah, what am I talking about? We've got a whole series called Mumbo Plays. Haven't uploaded to it in a while. But he plays this game a lot. His older brother's actually the one who introduced us to the game back in middle school, elementary school. I don't know, whenever 2004 was. I think that was middle school for me. I don't know. But yeah, fun game. Much more fun with friends. Might be uploading some videos with them, but the only issue is when I record, I don't know how good their voices come through. So it'd just be like me talking to myself and then their voices going super quiet. Alright, so we got the last mission from his story arc right here. I think this is the last mission from his story arc. But we have to stop the Ritual of Souls. So they're doing some shady shit, these Hellions. We gotta lock them down. Anything else I want to describe about the character that we've got here for Fane? Oh, he's a Dominator. Dominators get a passive ability. All archetypes in here, which are basically like character classes. All archetypes get a special special passive ability. And some of them are like just strictly passive. Some of them you can activate. Dominators get one that is passive. That's this third bar up here. And then once it gets to 90%, I can activate it. That is this right here called Domination. Makes all of my control powers, well, you can read right there, makes all my control powers 50% longer. And it does double the magnitude. So like stronger opponents, like we already went over minions and bosses, or minions and lieutenants, there's a third class called boss. And bosses aren't going to be able to be crowd controlled as easily. They have some protection against that. Domination, while that's up, makes it to where that protection doesn't do shit for them. I mean, it does, but most control powers are going to break through their protection if Domination is up. So it makes Dominators just so much better when Domination is up. But it only lasts for 90 seconds, and then when it goes away, that bar drains down, and you got to build it back up. There is a, I don't want to say trick, because it's intended. There's a strategy that Dominators use, where you can build up your character in a way where they get all their powers recharging faster, and you can just get that Domination power to recharge. You can tell all your powers need to recharge down here. You can get that Domination power to recharge before it wears off, at which point you just get what's called Permadom, where you constantly have Domination up, and then all of your powers are going to be breaking through the boss protection. There's other ranks called Elite Bosses and Archvillains. The Elite Bosses you can also lock down pretty easily with Domination up. The Archvillains, you're probably not going to lock them down all the way, but I mean, if you have a team of Dominators, yeah. Ooh, okay, that looks like that might be the Ritual of Souls going on over there. And we have Cinderburn. He would be a boss, but since I'm solo, they kind of nerf the difficulty a little. I can change that, but not mid-mission. I have to change it ahead of time. So Cinderburn, I'm going to guess he's probably got some resistance to fire there. And I'm not even going to bother holding him right away because I want to see what he's got. So he's got some fire breath. He's got a big fiery whip there. And he's got that. Okay, now I'm going to lock him down. We're just going to hold him. And we're going to kick his ass. I'm going to punch him. Fane punch. Okay. So that looks like the Ritual of Souls there. They're doing a fucking demonic ritual, and they got an advanced computer over here. Okay. So, mission complete. I forget the exact thing with that. I think there's... Anyway, if you want to pause and read all that I read, you can read through the story. But, I'm not going to have a whole video of me reading text on a, it's just reading the text off the screen. If you want to read it, go ahead and read it. The game's also free to play if you want to play it. Alright, call or speak to Matthew Habashi. So this is my experience bar right here. When I call him, it'll complete the story arc, and I think I'm going to get a pretty big chunk of experience just for hitting call. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Ah, man, that was a whole level. Alright, then he can introduce you to a new contact. And you can take one of these new contacts after you complete an existing contact's story arc. And then, yeah, there we go. So we can go talk to Officer Fields. I'm not going to talk to Officer Fields because I don't really like the Atlas Park story arc. See, like, these guys are gray now because they are 4 levels below me. He is 2 levels below me, so he is green. So there's an easy way to tell at a glance by just the name of the enemies how strong they are in relation to you. Also, this central area has all these police drones around. They just, like, zap enemies and just, like, instantly teleport them away. Very convenient. Don't know why those just aren't widely mass-produced and sent out to take care of the shit that we deal with, but whatever. Right, so these are the enhancements I was talking about before. This is how you kind of improve your individual powers. And anytime anybody who talks about a build in this game, this is what they're talking about, is where you're putting your enhancements. Real basic. I'm just going to put them in, like, my main 2 damaging attacks, because, I don't know, I can respec, and right now I just want to deal more damage, get through faster. So I could do Fire Breath, which technically Fane doesn't deal Fire Breath. Like, Red Prince does Fire Breath, and I have a Red Prince character on here that specifically has a set that lets him use Fire Breath, because it's the only thing Red Prince always has. But I like Fire Breath, so I might take it anyway on Fane. And then we have pool power sets, which are power sets that any character can take. They include your travel powers like flight, leaping, super speed, and teleportation. And then they've just got stuff that, like, anybody can learn. Concealment, being stealthy, experimentation. You've got some gadgets. Fighting, you just get, like, boxing kick, tough weave. It makes you more resilient, makes it easier to dodge stuff. Force of will, just channeling your inner willpower to get some shit. Leadership, just, you've shown good leadership, you get these bonuses to your whole team. Medicine, you can heal some people. Presence, you have an intimidating presence, or you can provoke somebody with your mere presence. Sorcery, anybody can learn. Magic, apparently, I guess. But this has some cool stuff in here. I don't know why. Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that was an aspect of that ability. And then super speed and teleportation. Yeah, I don't know why anybody can get teleport, but anybody can get teleport. But we're not going to get pool power right now. We're going to go with Fire Breath because I like Fire Breath. We're going to put 1 enhancement slot there. And then just for future purposes, I'm going to put 1 on Stamina. These are Inherent Fitness. This used to be a pool power. You had to actually go and pick up these powers in order to get their benefits. Now they're just built into the game, which I think was a good change because, like, everybody took these. Like, there was just a thing, every single build had to take these. Maybe not both of these, but one of these 2, and then both of these 2. So anyway, we're going to put 1 slot there just for future easy access. And then the only... I guess I do have some enhancements here, but these are the ones I bought at that pay-to-win vendor earlier. So we're going to put that one there. And these ones all have a bonus to damage and recharge time to your powers. And then these ones all have a set chance for something to happen. This one has a chance to knock down foes, so we're going to put that in Fire Breath. And then all of these just have a chance for extra damage. So we're just going to put those ones on our 2 single target attacks. Fane, I believe... Oh, I don't know why that one didn't go up there. Fane, I believe I gave him magic as his background. So if you look at these right here, they have different borders. The different borders represent which background or origin of characters can use them. It's like this little... I don't know, it kind of looks like a rune inscribed around it there. That's for magic characters only. Same thing on that half there. This one here, though, that left half is a different design, and that's for natural heroes, where they just train really hard to get their powers. This one, the left half there, is technology-based heroes. Think like a Tony Stark. The right side is for science-based heroes. I don't know why science and technology are different. I guess the science side would be like Spider-Man or Hulk type of hero. You know, you get their powers from some kind of wacky science experiment. Natural magic, natural technology... and then this little squiggly purple thing there is mutation, just the X-Men, mutants, born with their crazy powers. So those are the origins you can have. So enhancements can only be used if they match your origin, or if they're ones that can be crafted. Those ones can be used by anybody, and those are honestly the better ones in the game, long term. Anything that's origin specific nowadays in 2022. And honestly, like 2008 and on, when the game was out, those were all just temporary, short-term fixes. They weren't something you would keep long-term. So we're going to go on our map here over to the Hollows. That is a different area from Atlas Park. All right, using my athletic run power I bought from that pay-to-win vendor. Head over here nice and fast. All right, I'm going to come in here. Load up, pause, let it load. The Hollows. Okay, so this is an area that I think there was like a big ass earthquake or something that wrecked it. I forget the background for this zone, but it's a big zone here. There's a big, like, just wrecked thing here. It literally looks like it was just a giant earthquake, just had everything cave in on itself. But this is what's called a hazard zone, so it's not like a civilian zone anymore. I guess it used to be. There's some apartment-looking buildings here. But we're going to do some missions in here. Talking to this guy, David Wincott, our contact here. And he's just going to have us, get some information, beat up some outcasts. Outcasts, they're not just weirdos. They're, that's the name of another gang, another predominantly early-level gang. And they are like elementalists, I guess. They all have, like, fire, ice, earth, electricity powers. So we're going to be fighting them in this zone. And then there's another gang called the Trolls, which are people that like shoot up this drug, Superadine, and it makes them like not Hulk-like, like less than Hulk, like Shrek, because they're troll. No, Shrek's an ogre, not a troll. What the fuck am I thinking? It makes them big and green and strong. Again, they also have minions and lieutenants and bosses. So the minions are just gonna be your basic, dude with a bat or a gun or a knife. And then the lieutenants and bosses are gonna actually have the powers and the drugs and stuff in their system. But we're gonna stop it right there because I don't want to do just a 5-hour-long video on here. I could. I love this game. Been playing it since I was like 11 or 12 years old. 29 now. So we're gonna end it there. But we made Fane in a superhero game. I might be uploading some more of these. I don't know. Not gonna be doing the entire leveling process with him. But he's got some cool powers he can use later on. I already got a planned out build for him with where his enhancements are going to go, what bonuses he's going to get from that. Yeah, if this video gets, by my channel standards, if it gets some decent views, I might keep making some more City of Heroes content, might keep following along this alternate version of Fane. But if not, maybe it's a one and done. I don't know. We'll see. But regardless of if it's this video or another video, I will see you guys next time.